Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Patera here with a great video for you today. You're going to love this. We've been waiting to make this video for you. We had to wait for our watermelons to come into season and to ripen, and they are perfect. So we're making a Mexican dinner tonight. We're going to have tacos and fajitas and nachos and black beans and whatnot. So everyone is so excited that we're also going to be having watermelon salsa to go with all of this. So we're going to show you how we do this. Everything that you are going to be seeing in terms of what we are adding and putting into our salsa is homegrown here on the homestead and fully organic. It doesn't get any fresh and finer than that, and we're very proud of all these items. So let me talk about what we're going to do here. We're going to take a watermelon. We have grown these, and this is about a medium-sized watermelon. It's not huge, so we've cut it in half. And she's ready to go. The pigtail had completely dried up and fallen off, so we knew we were ready to rock and roll with that. So depending on what size of a watermelon that you are going to be using, I would say anywhere from a quarter to a half of a watermelon. If you want a lot of salsa, especially if you're going to an outdoor festivity and a barbecue or whatnot, this is going to be a huge hit if you take this with you. We've already tried that and we got a huge response, so that's why we're making it for you. But I would suggest you take at least a quarter to a half of a watermelon. Of course, we're going to be chopping that up, taking out the seeds, and I'm going to be using my little onion chopper. If you don't have one of these in your kitchen, I love this. I've just about worn it out. We've had this for probably 6 or 7 years, and this has been one of those handy items that I have in my kitchen. So I'm going to be actually slicing all of these items up and putting them in here to make all my pieces. So just to let you know what we're going to be doing. But you're going to start with a watermelon. Now let me tell you, when you see items that people make, especially when it's something like a salsa or a chow chow and whatnot, you adapt it how you need to. For example, if you want to add more of this or less of that or take this out, that is completely up to you. So what you see here is just kind of a basis of what I do. You change it up how you need to. What we're going to be doing is we're also going to be adding tomatoes. We have been blessed with a lot of tomatoes this year. I pulled back my plants, but we still have tons of tomatoes. So we're going to be adding in several tomatoes. How many? I don't know. However many you feel like. That's what you need to do as well. Probably, I would say anywhere from 3 to 5 medium to large tomatoes because we like tomatoes a lot. Next, the most important thing to me in your salsas, which is probably going to be to you too, is going to be peppers. I love bell peppers. Large, big green bell peppers. We also have purple, and we also have more of a yellow to green, a lighter green. Different colors, different textures. We love orange. All the different colors in salsa make it beautiful. So I highly encourage you to do that. Not only that, but I like to add banana peppers. They add a little bit of a tang and a little bit of a sweetness to a salsa, and of course the color is beautiful as well. You cannot have salsa. You cannot have salsa without jalapenos. You can take the seeds out. It'll make it a little more tempered. I only use, for a large bowl of salsa, I use probably 2 or 3 jalapenos, and I chop them really fine. I do kick in the seeds just to heat it up just a little bit, but that's up to you. That's totally up to you. I also like to add other types of tomatoes with color. I wanted to add my Golden Jubilee, but I have completely devoured those. Those are more of the golden, large yellow, less acidic tomatoes. They're one of my favorites. But I do have a lot of the smaller, bright golden yellow cherry tomatoes. So we're going to chop those up and put them in there. We're also going to be adding, if you don't grow, I highly encourage you to. They are so much fun. Is what you call your ground cherries. They grow on the plant they grow in these little husks, and the husks will fall to the ground. And your children, I've got a little visitor. Your husk will fall to the ground, and you'll get these little ground cherries. Okay? And they are sweet, and they kind of remind me somewhere of a cross between like a tomato and a pineapple. It's a kind of an exotic flavor. I really like these. I always add them to my salsa if I have them. We actually grew these last year, but they have come back with a vengeance this year. So we're going to add these in there. Now, what I am going to add also is salt, pepper, garlic, probably just a little bit of garlic salt. And what is salsa without a certain type of herb and lime? Well, we're going to do a 2-in-1 on that. I grow as much as I can of lime basil. I love basil. It's my favorite herb of all of the herbs out there. And I love sweet basil and I love lime basil. And we have really, really, really enjoyed all the different ways to use lime basil. If you have never grown this, boy, you need to consider it. It comes I get mine from Baker Creek Heirloom Company. They have wonderful non-GMO heirloom seeds, and so you can seed save as I do. And this comes back beautifully, and it's got a sweet basil aroma to it as well as lime. I love to make margarita pizzas with this. I put this in many recipes, and I'm telling you, forget the cilantro, and you don't have to have a lime if you don't want to. This is going to take care of all of your needs right here, lime basil. I may kick in a little bit of lime. I do actually have a lime on hand, ironically, because I bought some to put in my ice water, but I'm telling you, I've made it without it. I've made it just with this right here, and it is fabulous. So what we're going to do is we're going to get all this chopped up, and we're going to put it together for you, and we're going to show you the end result. And I have to hurry because I have 3 young boys lined up waiting for their watermelon salsa. We'll be right back with you. The fun thing about all this stuff from the garden is there is no waste here. What I don't use, the seeds or different pieces, I'm just sort of non-conventionally cutting this right here because the deal is I've got 2 more watermelons for my kids to enjoy, and then I'm going to cut this up and I'm going to give it to my chickens. They love watermelon. It's so good for them. So we're going to continue to work with this, and I'm just going to work with the seeds. I didn't grow a seedless watermelon. I know that you can, obviously, if you're growing them or if you're buying them, it's going to make it probably a little bit easier on you, but that's not what we do here. So we have to work around the seeds for a minute. That's okay. Okay, so we've got some watermelon, and we're going to start putting in some tomato. And you're just going to sort of fill out whatever you want to continue to add. It's totally organic, totally independent, totally up to you. A little bit messy, but that's okay. All right, so now we have concluded the watermelon and all of the tomatoes, and I'm just chop happy here. And there's a little bit of remnants of, obviously, tomato and watermelon in here, but that's okay. So we've got the purple sweet pepper and the green and the bell pepper here. I'm doing the jalapenos separate. Jalapenos are separate and last because you have to deal with them a little bit differently. You don't want to burn, burning sensation, especially in your eyes. Plus, every time we make a phase real quick, we're running out and giving all the scraps to our chickens and the goats. And this next little phase is going to go to, of course, our pigs. So, like I said, there's no waste on a homestead. So let's get going with this. I just love these little deals. They are so fun. Look at that. You just wait till they do everything for you. They just fall on the ground so you know exactly when they're ready. And they're so sweet. And they're just so cute. And they're so cute in salsa. I love them. You should grow them. Look at that little thing. All right, we'll start adding these in. Okay, we've got everything chopped, everything in the bowl. We're going to start adding our final touches here. It just takes a few minutes to throw this together. We're going to do the lime basil. We're going to add it in. I've just taken this is probably about a half a cup. I've just picked it, washed it, rolled it up. I'm just doing a real rough chop, okay? This is just, I literally, everything you're seeing has come in from the garden within the hour. And I'll be, if I get a huge bite of the lime basil, it does not disappoint me because it's so sweet, it's so tender. You know it's basil, but it's got this really exotic lime flavor to it. I'm telling you, it's the best basil out there. If you can grow this and seed save with it, you're literally going to be growing some for many, 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 many years. So anywhere from a fourth of a cup to a half a cup, I don't know. I'm really, honestly, I'm going to get all that juice in there. Just sort of winging it. And I'm just going to, let's see what this is looking like here. Is that not gorgeous? All the tomatoes and the basil. You don't have to worry about cilantro because cilantro is temperamental. We have a hard time growing cilantro here. You really need something like a greenhouse, or it's so non-heat tolerant that honestly, I just go with a whole lot of different basils. So now we're going to add our spices in. Isn't that so pretty? Now, I'm going to tell you, I add a little bit of garlic salt in here. I don't want chunks of big minced garlic. That is my personal preference. Again, if you want to add a lot of garlic, you know, your own homegrown, we're drying ours right now. I'm adding in some salt. A little bit of pepper. I'm out of my ground pepper, so I'm having to resort to this just a little bit. Now, I happen to have a little bit of lime. I have never made this with real lime, so we're going to test that. Not going to put a whole lot because I'm not taking away from that lime basil. And we're just going to mix it up. And it's just so shameful that I have to be the person to taste test this a couple of times to make sure that the flavor is right. So what I'm going to do is grab a tortilla chip. Ooh, I've got a tomatilla or a ground cherry on there. Let's see. So that is just, I'm going to do a little bit more salt. Just a hair. Just a little bit. I mean to tell you, you are going to be the talk of the town with this. Any event, take you some nacho chips on the side, take you some tortilla chips. If you're making tacos and all kinds of fun things like that, this is going to be a salsa you're going to want to run to. It really doesn't take a long time to put this together, and it's going to work out great for you. If you like what you see here at Appalachia's Homestead, be sure to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook or on Instagram, and we also have our blog. I may add this to the blog as well. And we just appreciate y'all. Y'all are so good to us, and we just appreciate bringing new things to you, and you give us great inspiration for everything that we do. You all be sure to try this out. It's going to be a big hit, I promise. Y'all take care. Okay, now we have done all the cucumbers. Stop. There's no cucumbers.